Welcome back to the final round here on Yahoo Finance. We had stocks selling off today on the huge rise that we're seeing in COVID cases, infection rising at a pace and more than 80,000 a day here in the U.S. For more on this, we have Anjalee Khemlani. Anjalee.
Thanks, Shauna. Unfortunately, yes, we are seeing this new sort of baseline, as we've heard Dr. Anthony Fauci say, more than 80,000 cases a day, and that's where we've reached. That's nearly double what we saw during the summer when the baseline was about 40,000. So as it stands right now, more than 8.8 million cases in the U.S. and more than 44 million worldwide. We know that while the pace of the cases is increasing, we have seen sort of stagnating numbers when it comes to the death toll, but we're unsure if that is going to really spike in accordance with these cases in about 2 weeks. And, as we've learned from earlier this year, that's sort of what we're waiting to happen. Meanwhile, looking in the treatment space, we know that Eli Lilly has applied for an emergency use authorization for its antibody treatments. And with that comes, still awaiting the results of this trial. But meanwhile, Operation Warpspeed has agreed to already in advance purchase about 300,000 doses with more potential purchasing up until June of next year. And that's something that we saw, the government do when it comes to Gilead's remdesivir, which is now, they've sort of gone through all of that and are now sort of producing it and selling it on their own rather than through the federal government. So that's where it stands on that. And then as we also have heard earlier today, GlaxoSmithKline and Sanofi with their vaccine out to the World Health Organization and that global vaccine effort, about 200 million doses to help with that. So we're seeing a lot of movement when it comes to sort of these advanced agreements. Meanwhile, a lot of eyes and a lot of tension, as we know, and concern about what these case rises mean. We know that here in the US, we've seen a couple of cities decide to impose really strict curfews overnight, as well as over in Europe. We know that France and Germany are now looking at nationwide lockdowns. So a lot of tension coming up with the winter months. We know this was going to happen, and we're here. This is it.
Certainly is. We heard that similar from Dr. Brian Garibaldi last hour here, just in terms of what we could see over the next couple of months. Right, Anjalee Khemlani, thanks so much.